This is VSiN Daily Morning Bets. Here is your host, Josh Appelbaum.
Hello and welcome to VSiN Daily Morning Bets, a quick 15-minute podcast highlighting the top games and biggest line moves that bettors need to know about each day. Today is Wednesday, May 24th.
Game of the night.
For the game of the night, we're going to look toward Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the Stanley Cup playoffs between the Florida Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes. Tonight's puck drop is 8 p.m. Eastern Time on TNT, and currently Florida is listed as a short -115 home favorite, with Carolina a -105 road dog, and the total in this game is 5.5. Now going to this matchup, Florida leads 3-0 in this series. They can sweep the series, they can eliminate the Carolina Hurricanes with a win here tonight and punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals. Current series price with Florida up 3-0 is the Panthers -1,600. On the moneyline series price, that's a 94% implied probability that Florida punches their ticket and advances. Carolina, by the way, is a +900 dog to come back and win this series down 0-3. And also the updated Cup odds. Currently, the Vegas Golden Knights are the favorite to win the Cup now at -110. We saw the Knights last night win 4-0 in Dallas to now take a 3-0 series lead in their respective conference finals. So VGK is -110. Florida, second best odds at +125. Probably you're getting some of your last chances here to get Florida at some plus money. And then also you have Dallas and Carolina, both long shots, +2,200 down 0-3 to come back and win their series and then win the Cup, of course. So what have we seen here for tonight? Well, not a lot on the money line, but some very interesting liability here. And I'll be taking my bet here toward the total. So let's start with the money line. Hasn't seen a lot of movement. You saw Florida open as a very short, -115, -110 home favorite here. They really haven't moved off that number. Currently, you're getting around 61% of bets taking the Florida Panthers here. And who can blame them? The Florida Panthers have been fantastic this postseason. They're 11-4 overall. That's a 73% win rate. And they've actually produced +13 units won. So if you had bet $100 on every Florida Panthers playoff game this season, you'd be up around $1,300. That's how great they've been in the postseason. And remember, they had to scratch and claw to get past the Boston Bruins, but they've won 10 of their last 11 games. Again, 10-1 their last 11. So if you want to take Florida on a very short number here, I don't blame you. But what I'm going to do is look toward the under here. I'm going to take the under 5.5. I like the under for a few reasons here. Number one is the juice liability. If you pay attention to juice, I think it's really important here. A lot of bettors just think, the juice, which is also known as the VIG or the vigorish. What's really notable here is that it's so juiced up toward the under. Now, again, the juice is something that the public just says, hey, it's a tax, it's the commission, it's what I have to pay the sports books. Again, because of standard -110 juice, the magic number in sports betting in order to break even is 52.38%. A lot of bettors think, hey, you just got to win 50.1% of your bets to turn a profit. No, to overcome the juice, you got to win 52.38%. But the juice isn't just the price you have to pay. It's also an indicator here of where the respected money is leaning. And also it tells you where the wind is blowing in terms of where the next move might come. Now, in this situation, the juiced up under is very notable to me. That tells me that across the market, it's 5.5 under at -115, -120. So there's a lot of liability here toward the under. And why is that important? Is it likely that this line will fall to 5? Probably not, because if it falls to 5, you're going to get a lot of buyback here on the over 5. But the odds makers are saying, hey, we're going to make you pay a very expensive price on this under because that's where the liability is. And that's where we've seen a lot of these totals go, toward the under. Currently 79% of bets, but 89% of the money is going under here. So a bit of a both pro and Joe bet split toward the under. Also, kind of a contrarian spot, even though it's heavy betting under. Public wants to root for scoring. They want to root for goals. They don't love sweating unders here. So there's kind of a bet against play here in terms of, biting your lip and hoping for a lower scoring game. But also in this series, the under is a perfect 3-0. We've had scores of 3-2, 2-1, and just had a 1-0 shutout for Florida in the last game. And both teams have really trended under here. Florida is 5-0 to the under their last 5 games. The under is 4-1 the last 5 for Carolina. The under is 4-2 the last 6 at home for Florida. And the under is overall 6-1 the last 7 games head-to-head between these teams. And another reason to like this under, aside from the recent performance and the under juice liability here, is the performance of these goaltenders. Both goalies have been fantastic in this series and overall in the postseason. Sergei Bobrovsky, who didn't have the greatest regular season, but he's won 2 Vezinas, has been absolutely incredible here in the postseason. He's 10-2 with a 2.15 goals against average. He's only given up 3 goals in 3 games this series. He's coming off a big shutout win. And also, he's given up 2 goals or less in 8 straight games, dating back to the Toronto series as well as this series against Carolina. And then Carolina, even though they're down 0-3, again, they've only given up 3 goals and 2 goals and 1 goal this series versus Florida. And Frederik Andersen has been good, 5-2 with a 1.58 goals against in the postseason. So if you tell me you like Florida, I don't blame you at all. You're getting a very, very short number on a team that looks like they're just a team of destiny and just has been great this postseason. Again, 10-1 their last 11. How do you not take them with all this momentum at a short number at home? What I'm going to do is bank on a low-scoring game here. Give me the under 5.5. I got it under 5.5 at -120. Again, a little bit of juice here, but I think you got to pay the juice for a reason because we have seen these lower-scoring games, and hopefully we'll see another one here tonight. So give me the Carolina, Florida. Game 4 under 5.5 tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on TNT.
Best of the rest.
For the best of the rest, now let's go toward the Major League Baseball slate here for tonight and take a look at a big matchup here in the American League East between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays. Currently, we have the Rays listed as a -190 favorite tonight against Toronto, where the Jays are a +175 road dog, and the total in this game is 8. By the way, this game is a 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time first pitch, so make sure if you bet this game, you want to get it in, obviously, before first pitch. What have we seen here going to this matchup? Well, this is the 3rd game of a 4-game set. The Rays, 35-15, best record in baseball. They won the opener 6-4, cashing as a +100 home dog. Then the Jays, who are 26-23, had a massive 20-1 win. You heard that right. They won by 19 runs yesterday, cashing as a -105 road dog. So for tonight's pitching matchup, you have Yusei Kikuchi, lefty, going for Toronto. He's 5-1 with a 4.08 ERA. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay, they're going to counter with their ace southpaw, Shane McClanahan, who's 7-0 with a 2.05 ERA. So I'm going Tampa Bay in this one. I'm laying the chalk. I'll tell you why. Number 1, big sharp steam move toward Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay opened as low as a -175 home favorite. Now Tampa's been steamed up all the way to -190. So a lot of respect to money here, pouring in on Tampa to bounce back after a really bad loss yesterday with their ace on the bump here tonight. Currently 76% of bets, but almost 85% of the money is going on Tampa Bay. So again, a kind of pro and Joe bet split where maybe the public's just saying, hey, Tampa's great. They'll probably bounce back here tonight. They got their ace on the bump. Whereas pros, even though this is a little bit higher of a chalk price, they're saying, hey, there's still, a good edge here based on that early opener to lay it with Tampa Bay at home. And that's really where the Rays have been great in this situation. Even though they lost last night, they're still 31-12 as a favorite. They're 7-2 against lefties. Kevin Cash can kind of mix and match and, put a lot of righties there out against the lefty. And they're also 22-5 at home. They've been fantastic at home this season. Tampa also has some correlative betting value. Again, paying attention to where the total is compared to, or kind of applying that to which side you like in terms of a dog or favorite. Well, Tampa, -190 favorite, total in this game is 8. So the fewer amount of expected runs scored, more likely to come from quote-unquote that better team, which would be a correlative favorite and low total advantage for Tampa. However, we did see a little bit of over liability here. The total opened at 8. It's now 8 over -115, kind of hinting toward a move toward 8.5. And currently 76% of bets, but 90% of money is on the over here, which would be a low bets, higher dollar bet discrepancy. Tampa, by the way, is 29-18 to the over this year, one of the best over teams in baseball. And Tampa is a unbelievable 10-2 to the over their last 12 games. So little lean to the over for me, but I'm going to go Tampa with their ace stopper on the bump, bouncing back after a bad loss. Give me the Tampa Bay Rays at home, -190 tonight, 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time at the Trop. The NBA and NHL postseason is the best time of year to become a VSiN Pro subscriber. Get access to hourly pro tips, best bets from VSiN experts, daily articles, power rankings, and expanded digital content and tools to help you become a better. Just go to VSiN.com/subscribe for more information.
Josh's sweats.
Well, for Josh's sweats, I already gave away a couple of them. I'm officially on. As much as I want to just say blindly, no matter what, take Florida here at a short price at home. I can't blame anyone who likes the Panthers here tonight. Again, 10-1 their last 11, but I'm going toward the total. Give me the under 5.5. We've seen a lot of juice liability to the under. We have 2 goalies who are playing great, knock on wood here recently. And then also, we have a lot of trends here to the under, including 3-0 this series, as well as 5-0 Florida under their last 5, 4-1 Carolina their last 5. So give me the under 5.5 in the big hockey game here tonight down in Florida. Just mention it as well. I'm going to lay it here with Tampa Bay. So ironically enough, I got 2 plays in the state of Florida here tonight. I like McClanahan in this spot, especially bouncing back after a really bad loss for Tampa last night with some good system matches, good correlative betting value, and the Rays who have been great at home. Now one more for you. I'm going to go to a 7:05 p.m. Eastern time game between the San Diego Padres and the Washington Nationals. So now let's go to the NL. Big matchup here tonight. The Padres are 22-26. They won last night's series opener 7-4, cashing as a -155 road favorite. In tonight's rematch, San Diego is going to go with lefty Ryan Weathers, who's 1-2 with a 3.42 ERA. Meanwhile, Washington, who's 20-28, they're going with righty Trevor Williams, who's 1-2 with a 4.26 ERA. So what do we see across the board here? Well, I'm going to go Padres. Good sharp line move to the Pods. They open as low as a -135 road favorite, and we've seen the Pods now get steamed up all the way to -150. So a big 15-cent steam move in favor of San Diego. They would match quite a few systems, including number 1, a road favorite who made the playoffs last year, playing an opponent who did not. Those teams are 84-52, 62% with a 3% ROI. Also a non-division road favorite off a win, 63-34 this year, 65% with an 8% ROI. So a couple good system matches there on San Diego. You've seen Washington in a fade spot here. They're only 18-28 as a dog. They're 7-10 against lefties, and they're only 10-6 at home. Also, maybe some added juice for San Diego. They're missing Manny Machado, who's hurt, but Juan Soto, kind of going back to the Nationals, getting some revenge here after being traded. Maybe that amps up this team and his teammates, and hey, let's win it for Juan. Going back to his old team. Maybe that doesn't mean anything, but hey, maybe I'll take it as a small supplementary factor here. But also keep an eye on the total. We did see this total open 9.5. It's juiced up under 9.5 at -115, looking like it may get down to 9. That could be important here because the Padres are the best under team in baseball this year. They're 31-13 to the under, and they're 15-3 to the under their last 18 games. So lean to the under 9.5, but I'm going to take San Diego here to hopefully make it 2 in a row at the Nationals. Give me the Padres at -150. That about does it for today's VSiN Daily Morning Bets podcast on Wednesday, May 24th. But if you're looking for more VSiN in your life, give you a couple things to, couple places to go once the pod wraps up here. If you haven't done it yet, sign up for the VSiN newsletter. Just go to vsin.com/newsletter, plug in your email, hit submit, boom. Once you do, you'll now be on our listserv, and then you'll wake up moving forward every single morning to our great sports betting VSiN Daily newsletter, letting you know all the big games that day, all of our articles and links to all of our breakdowns, as well as great sports betting data here to help you make smarter bets, as well as also telling you not just the big games that day, but in particular what's going on at VSiN. So it's a great way to stay plugged into the betting market and VSiN overall. Again, vsin.com/newsletter for free. And then also, we'd love for you to become a pro member. Once you become a pro member, you'll get everything we offer. vsin.com/subscribe. We have an intro offer, only $9.99 for your first full month of service. You'll get every single best bet pick from all the guests and the hosts at VSiN, a live stream of all the VSiN shows, all the articles behind the paywall, as well as those great DraftKings percentages, letting you know bets and dollars on every single game. And then, of course, give us a follow on social media. Stay plugged into what we're doing and give you some great nuggets, clips from our shows, as well as links to all of our articles. You can follow us on Twitter at VSiN Live. You can follow me at Josh_Insights. But I wish you the best of luck. Have a fantastic Wednesday here, halfway through our work week. You can also check out the Market Insights pod later today at 3 o'clock. Probably have some more Major League Baseball bets for you here with a big slate. I'm looking at some totals, leaning on some unders here. I'm going to continue to monitor the market, give you some updates here later this afternoon. But enjoy the sweats, everyone. Have a great Wednesday. And as the wise man of VSiN likes to say, hopefully you can cash some tickets today, tomorrow, and forever, because that's what it's all about. Enjoy the sweats, everyone. Have a great day.